You wake up in the morning on May 7th, the day the conclave begins. You've just spent the past week in the Vatican getting prepared, attending Mass, chanting Latin hymns, and participating in long sessions of prayer. But now, today was the day. You had to elect a pope, and it could be you. You never know what could happen. With this in mind, you get dressed into your scarlet cassock and make your way with your fellow cardinals to St. Peter's Basilica for a mass. Then, while singing various hymns like the Litany of the Saints, you make your way into the complex where you'll be locked in for days until a pope is chosen. The Sistine Chapel. Before you enter, you and your other cardinals swear an oath on the 4 Gospels of the Bible. While that happens, the chapel is swept to ensure no microphones or security devices have illegally snuck into the building. Then you hear the phrase, extra omnes. The master of pontifical liturgical ceremonies is now demanding any and all people who are not eligible cardinals to leave the building. You and your fellow cardinals then enter the room, and the time for voting has officially begun. Underneath the stunning frescoes of Michelangelo, it's time for what's called a pre-scrutiny. The pre-scrutiny starts off with a junior cardinal deacon approaching the altar in the Sistine Chapel and drawing names out of a box. 9 names are pulled, dictating specific tasks certain cardinals will be assigned for the duration of this part of the conclave. The first 3 names pulled become the scrutinizers, whose job is to ensure the counting of each of the papal ballots. The second 3 names become the papal infirmary, whose job is to physically collect the ballots. And the final 3 names become the revisers, whose job it is to oversee the other 6 cardinals to ensure everything is done correctly. Luckily, your name did not get pulled. You breathe a sigh of relief, as this will make the whole voting process a lot easier for you. Then, once the selected cardinals have made their way to the altar, the scrutiny begins. Ballots prepared by the Master of Pontifical Liturgical Ceremonies are then passed around to you and your fellow cardinals. Each ballot states the words, "I elect as Supreme Pontiff," followed by a blank. Once everyone is done writing, the infirmary comes and collects the anonymous ballot from you. Then you enter the post-scrutiny phase. The scrutineer and the revisers count and double count the ballots. What they're looking for is a 2/3 supermajority. However, this time around, it seems as if no one was successful and all papal ballots are taken to a nearby chimney to be burned. To the outside world, this is the only way they'll know if a pope is elected. Smoke indicates if a choice was made, with black smoke meaning no one was chosen. In a conclave, you can only vote 4 times a day, twice in the morning and twice in the afternoon. And for now, you are dismissed, and you decide to return to your new secluded bedchamber to get ready for bed and to get ready for voting tomorrow. But tomorrow comes and passes, as does the day after. No pope is yet decided. On the 3rd day of the conclave, voting is totally suspended, and a day of prayer is implemented. The next day, once you reconvene, again, no one is chosen, and the same for the day after. Over the next couple of days, after 7 more failed scrutinies, a senior cardinal then issues a runoff vote. Only the 2 candidates from the previous election who received the most amount of votes are now eligible to be voted on, and one of them is surprisingly you. The final scrutiny then concludes. The secretary of the College of Cardinals emerges from the door and enters the Sistine Chapel. He looks at the ballot, and then he looks at the crowd, and then he locks his eyes on you. He approaches you and asks in Latin, "Do you accept your canonical election as Supreme Pontiff?" To which you reply, "Yes." As the ballots are burned and as white smoke lolls out of the chimney of the Sistine Chapel, indicating a new pope is chosen, you are ushered into the room of tears as you choose your papal robes. You are then asked by a protodeacon what your papal name will be. You are then ushered onto the loggia of St. Peter's Basilica, where the protodeacon of the College of Cardinals showcases to the world, for the first time, the newly elected pontiff of the Catholic Church. You wave and greet the crowd, and then issue your Ubi et Orbi blessing to the city of Rome and to the world. You know you're blessed for having been chosen, and you know that with the help of your cardinals and with the help of the faithful, you can continue the legacy of Christ's Church on earth, ensuring its prosperity for decades to come.